Hi guys, it's Dave Bristow here from Extreme Paint Studio. I hope you're well and your airbrush journey is going amazing. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. If you like the content that you see on the channel, this is the third one of the owl that we're painting. We're just putting in the final highlights and sort of tinting colors here and there in this one. So a little bit of erasing and a bit of burnt umber, warm umber and sepia going in just to finish it off and give it that kind of realistic type look. So once you get this one done, we're going to move on back to portraits, and we've got this bad boy to do. So this is up in the game of our portrait work that we've done to date. There's a bit more detail in this one compared to what are the portraits that we've done already on the channel. So this is going to push you a little bit further. And then we'll go, after that, we'll go back to our skulls series. And I've got a Reaper with green fire and skulls within the fire. So that one's going to be a good one, especially for beginners, you know, trying to learn skulls and stuff like that. There'll be lots of little skulls as well as the main Reaper skull, all in colour. We're going to do green fire, I think, because that will look the best. Yeah, so if you like what you see, like and subscribe. If you're not a member yet, please support the channel, even if it's basically a cup of coffee per month, which is the bronze membership. It's £2.99. It helps support the channel. It helps me deliver the content and spend the time doing the content and the editing and everything like that. So really appreciate it if you could support this channel. Yeah, we'll crack on and good luck. I hope it goes well. Any comments, drop them in the comments below and I'll come back to you. All the members that are members already, there's a WhatsApp group for the silver and gold members. Drop me a comments on that WhatsApp group and I'll come back to you ASAP. All right, see you again soon, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, so we're just going to carry on with this area here now, which is a bit of warm umber, really. So let's get some warm umber in the gun. And it's very textured, so you'll notice we've got transparent sienna there, we've got burnt umber there, and we've got sepia there. So we've got three different colours. I'm just gonna get the warm umber going, and you can see by the warm umber it's kind of in between all of them. So that's sepia, that's burnt umber, slightly darker, warm umber, then transparent sienna. So you can see next to the burnt umber and the sepia, it's darker, burnt umber's dark, then warm umber, and then if I put it next to the transparent sienna, look, it's not as light as the transparent sienna. So I'm going to put some texture, it's almost lines actually. I might even use some wires in there, a bit like what we did here. I'm just going to add some wires going up just to add some underlying texture. I can see there's got some lines in it, so just going to build up on just using these wires. And then I'll come in and put some texture over the top as well. And then we've got some it kind of turns this angle. And then we've got some erasing to do in this area here. Very close. And I'm going to lightly mist over all of it. There we go. We've got some textures going on now. Now I'm going to lightly mist over all of it. That's it. We're okay in this area. I want to make this a little bit more orange up here. Just a few areas. I'm going to come in with some white in this area. We've got a little bit of warm umber in these bottom bits here. Just turn it a little. Okay. Yeah, let that air dry a bit. Then we can start coming in putting some detail. I'm going to do a little bit of erasing in this bit underneath the eye now. Just some soft erasing, so I'm going to use the soft pink. I'm just going to do what we did in the first place, like drag out like that. And just bring this back. Might have to use something a little bit harsher than the pink, but let's try and get the pink going first. So we're just bringing those feathers back. As it goes out, it dies out a bit. So don't go too far up into this dark area. Then it gets sharper as we get closer to this way. So I've switched to the white side. I'm just going to flick. Just catch the edge and just flick them out. As it goes up here, it just dies off again into the shadow. Okay, and then we've got this real bright white bit coming underneath that fades out a bit. And that joins. Might have to use a glass fibre on that bit. This is really quite bright here, so I'm just gonna, again, remember to leave some lines in between. I'll come back in and dust over this bit here again, but I want to get that brightness in here. I'm just flicking out again. And then on the edge of this one, it's almost catching the light.
we can come in and catch a few of these. Certainly in here we can, where they go over. Remember, if we dusted it with a sepia, so we just need to bring them back out again. Okay, pick up on a couple over here, just the odd one here and there. Okay, now I'm going to go up into this area here and just bring out a few, but we want to use the soft side of the rubber. Just bring out a few dots here and there. Especially in this area, along near the eye. Just pick on a few. You can see they're brightening up, and then this bit that kind of flows round. Might bring in a bit of white on this bit here. We can do a couple of lines in there, just taking it off with a soft pink eraser. This is a bit bright here. It's starting to come alive a bit. Okay, this is, pick on some lines in this bit. Just make a little bit of it stand out. I said it was all the highlights that basically would bring this to life, and it's starting to come to life already. Just a little bit. I don't want to take too much off of this, just to catch the edge. There we go, we'll dust that off. It's looking alright, it's looking pretty good. Probably do a little bit more here, but more solid at the top. So rather than lines at the top, we'll just make that a little bit more solid. There we go. Just going to brighten up a little bit of this bit up here, just a tiny bit. So I'm just rubbing over some of the previous glass fibre work we done, just bringing out a couple of highlights, not a lot, just a couple. Look, just a little bit, just so it highlights that top edge. Maybe one that goes upwards like that. That's it. Okay, so let's put some sepia in the beak. There is a couple of lines, one that goes underneath the beak like that, and another one that kind of follows suit underneath, but it's more sepia, so I'm going to just put those in, and then we got this real bright white highlight down the middle, which I can get in now before I do sepia. So let's change the warm umber to sepia. So we're back to our, look on there, look, our reddish kind of brown. Okay, there's transparency and a warm umber and then sepia. It's got a bit of red to it. So, and I'm just going to blow up in this area on the beak. Make sure our sepia is flowing nice. So it adds that little tint of red. Then we can go over our raising that we did there. And I can come in here, air dry it. We've got a couple of highlights to put in here. Let's go back in there a little bit, as I said I would. A bit more sepia. We're almost done. Just a couple of little highlights really, and this area here. So let's just shade that again where we was coming out of here, and I want to shade that a little bit more coming out of there. There we go. Okay, a bit of sepia here, just creeping out where I've done those highlights. So we're just kind of just embellishing it a bit. There's a bit of sepia underneath. There, like that. I'm going to darken up in there a bit more, because it is casting a bit more of a shadow, so I'm just using the sepia that we had in the gun just to darken that area. Air dry it all, and then just going to add some extra sort of texture in this area. And go over again a little bit darker. Okay, let's add a little bit of white in the gun. Okay, so underneath the eye here, we're going to go in with the white. Make sure you're shooting perfect white. And we're just going to go along that curve. Just there. A little bit there, and we're going to have a little bit here. Okay, we can brighten up this area. just by going over our raising. Just come down. It will give you a bit of a blue shift, but if you're sticking to your raised area, it will brighten it up. Okay, we can go in and brighten up again our raised area in here, just to give it a bit more oomph. And then we want to come on to this beak area and just drag it down. And then over the top of that bit where it's really bright, we can hit in our raised area here. So just picking up on some of our highlighted areas. And we can, if we want to, brighten up our actual highlight. Don't think there's really any more sort of highlights I can do with a white. I think that's going to be enough. But what I will do is bring in some dots under this area here now. And these will just be, might even have to use the glass fibre. Let's get the glass fibre going a bit. And we'll just bring in little dots, and then I'll mist over the top of these dots. With the warm umber and maybe a few extra little dots. Do like a feather-like motion on this bit here, in between where we done our wires. A few more little dots. Some brighter than others. Just dot it. These are just the final touches, really. Okay, let's add in a couple of little white dots at the top here, just on some of them, just make them pop out a little bit more. open that bit up a bit. Just picking on a few sort of ones that can make it come alive a bit more. Just a couple here and there. I'll scoot over that area now, and then I think we'll call it. Let's go back over with the warm umber. Just push some of it back, okay, and bring some kind of forward. So go in between your dots, darken up some areas whilst pushing the dots backwards. So I'm just going in between, if I can, between the dots. And then there's a little bit of a highlight on those. You just push some of it back because it will be in shade. Some of it actually looks layered, so I'm just trying to create that sort of layered look as well. There you go, in between the dots. Just push that little highlight bit back a bit there. Okay, I think that is going to do us. I do want to come in a bit darker up here. I think I need some burnt umber up there, and we'll just darken this area up as it goes up and out. Push some up so there's a clear sort of break between this and this highlight area. I think that is it. Oh, I keep saying I think that's it, and then I'll come up with, I forgot the two little highlights over the top of the beak. One there, and just using the soft pink just to bring out those two little lumps there. Just a little bit here, we'll just put something on this side of the beak as if it's just flowing out. There's something going on there. Just to complete it, really. There we go.